Hi, I'm Edgar Montoya. Welcome to another episode of The Language Cafe. What I want to talk about today is not the usual politics stuff, a little movie, a little entertainment stuff about James Bond and the latest movie that came out. It's not so much a movie review. I'm going to talk about some ideas about thoughts about James Bond through the years, and I'm not a big Bond fan. I haven't seen all the Bond films, but just share some thoughts about this. And this is the 25th film that came out. It's called No Time to Die. Give you a little spoiler. If you want to hear what what happens at the end of the movie, turn your volume off for now, and either turn it back on in a half a minute or so, and or come back another time after you've seen the movie. But here goes 3, 2, 1. At the end of No Time to Die, James Bond dies. Okay, believe it or not. As this was happening toward the end of the movie, it looked like he wasn't going to make it. I was saying, oh, no, they can't be doing this. They're really going to kill off the character. Okay, but I guess after 25 films, rumors or stories that, well, they said they're looking for a new James Bond. And of course, these stories are not chronological. They can go back in time and bring him back to life and have further episodes with James Bond. But who's the next James Bond going to be? I've heard rumors, everything from, well, it's going to be British. It's going to be British. But I had heard that it could have been a black man. But some people were complaining, no, James Bond can't be a black man. He's white. He has to be, it's a black. But hey, they turned Alexander Hamilton into a black Latino in that play. What can you do? You can do anything you want with a fictitious character. You can make him Indian. You can make him Japanese. That'd be interesting to see what you do with James Bond. But in this film, well, James Bond is retired, and Her Majesty's Secret Service has a new 007, and she is a black woman. I'd heard rumors about this, rumors that the next James Bond could be next, or not. She wouldn't have the name James Bond, but the next 007 would be a black woman. Would I be surprised by that? Would I be stunned? No. Why? Because in today's woke mentality, how they got to touch everything, and have they taken over the Bond dynasty? No, but let's just say that they might be hanging around the bushes, coming up to the house and peering in the window, seeing how they can get in, and take over the dynasty. See what they do of it. Black woman as the new 007. But the thing is that toward the end of the film, this agent gives the number back to James Bond. I guess he had thought that they would retire his number after he retired. The movie starts with him retired. Let me read the summary. I got this off the internet. I saw the movie Friday, actually. But just to give you a better summary of it, it's from the internet. James Bond is enjoying a tranquil life in Jamaica after leaving active service. However, his peace is short-lived as his old friend, Felix Leiter, shows up and asks for help. Felix Leiter was supposed to be a CIA agent. He asks for help. The mission is to rescue a kidnapped scientist. The mission to rescue a kidnapped scientist turns out to be more treacherous than expected. More dangerous than they thought it would be, leading Bond on the trail of a mysterious villain who's armed with a dangerous new technology. Okay, so as I'm watching the film, let me tell you, I think the last Bond film was one of the first that Daniel Craig did. I can't remember. I think I remember seeing him masquerading. He was masquerading, walking with a crowd in some festival somewhere in Italy or Europe. I can't remember if that was called Skyfall. One of his early ones. As you can tell, I'm not a big Bond person. When I was watching Bond films, and a lot of them was back in the days of Roger Moore. Okay, I think I saw almost all of his. Anybody who's watching, you may want. I'd be interested in leaving your comments. Who you thought was the best James Bond? Some of you older people like Sean Connery, James Bond. Other ones called George Lazenby. He did one. They didn't like him too much, got rid of him. Then started Roger Moore. Sean Connery did about 7 of them altogether. 60s, came back a little bit in the 70s. I think did one in the 80s. Timothy Dalton, he was the last one before Daniel Craig. Before Timothy Dalton was Pierce Brosnan, and I don't think I see any of those between those two. Altogether, maybe and Sean Connery, I don't know if I see maybe one of his. But Roger Moore was back in the days when I was really watching Bond. I was never big on the whole spy thing, and the car chases, and the weapons firing, and the near misses, and the close escapes, but it was kind of campy. It was kind of fun too, and it was like it keeps you on the edge of your seat. As I was watching No Time to Die, kept me on the edge of my seat. Right? They are exciting. They are exciting. But the thing is, I hadn't watched in years because I thought I got to the point where I said, you know what? You've seen one James Bond film, you've seen them all. And you still, as I was watching yesterday, enjoying the film, but I still had that sense, got that feeling. It's a James Bond film, right? I don't know what you call people who are big-time fans of the Bond films. They have a nickname. Star Trek fans are called Trekkies. I wonder if there's any James Bond conventions where nerds go and dress up like James Bond, and they'll say Bond, James Bond. Or they want to ask for a martini, shaken, not stirred. But anyways, it's a good film, fun film, but I think nothing extraordinary. Like I still had the same sensation. You've seen one Bond film, you've seen them all. But a couple of notes I thought about this. That Aston Martin, that is some tricked out nice car. And even without all the bells and the whistles and the tricks on it, that is one nice car, the Aston Martin. Huh? But with all the tricks this car has, James Bond Aston Martin makes the Batmobile look like your father's station wagon. That is some nice car. And you get the sense in this movie, and I hadn't seen the previous ones, but they said they've been with Daniel Craig trying to sensitize James Bond, make him more, I don't know, less masculine, trying to do away with the toxic masculinity, make him more sensitive, more reflective, retrospective. James Bond has changed through the years, right? It's trying to make him more of a man who wants the wife and wants the child, and you see it in his eyes in the film, and they make him quieter. And with the years now, they had to change. They've got to, for better or worse, demasculinize, not quite emasculate James Bond, but make him less offensive to some. Okay. But it made me think too, right? In this movie, the references to the previous James Bond movie, or 2 or 3, are from the Roger Craig series of films. I mean, no, not Roger Craig, that was a football player. Daniel Craig. And makes you think. It helps to watch the previous movie, at least the previous 2 movies, to really better understand this film, right? So these James Bond films, they don't really always stand alone, especially with a new actor, with one certain actor playing him. They tie together. So now I wonder, should I go back? Should I binge watch? Should I have a binge watch to really enjoy James Bond movies, at least the Daniel Craig Bond films, to better understand and appreciate this one? Because you hear words you may not understand, like Spectre and some evil organization. You hear these words. What else going to say? You can binge watch. What's harder? 20. If you get the whole picture of James Bond, that's 25 films. You got to go back and binge watch. Now, The Godfather was 3 movies. Rocky was 5, 6, 7, 8 films. Rocky. But to do 25 films worth. But at least from the Daniel Craig series, I think he did 6. He did his last movie. He's not going to do it again. As I said, see who the next James Bond is, where they go with him. No more James Bond. Turn 007 into a woman. Fun movie, though. Good movie to watch. People who are more intense, the critics, they'll say, well, it's missing this, it's missing that. And I read some of the reviews. Some good, some say it's like they'll crack it down, really. If you read it. But I don't know about you. I don't listen to critics a whole lot when I go to see a movie. I don't really necessarily read the reviews before I go to watch. If I want to see something, and I was free yesterday, I thought, yeah, well, let's go watch it. Watch it. It's been, like I said, years I've seen a Bond movie. But anyways, otherwise, that's the thoughts about where Bond has been, where he's going, and about this movie overall. Recommend. It's fun to watch. You can't read too much and expect too much from Bond films. Just go and watch all the. And the scenery is beautiful wherever he goes. He's off the coast of the Mediterranean in Italy, and next thing he's Jamaica, and nice scenes. And it made me think, I got to get a life. Just the thing when you watch James Bond, oh man, I got to get me a life. I got to get out and do something. Anyways, thanks for watching. That's No Time to Die, but we'll see what happens with James Bond after this. Thanks for watching. Hope you leave your comments, subscribe. Hope maybe you liked the video. Thanks, and see you soon.